Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another tier ranking video on my laptop over here, and we're going to be tier ranking fantasy books. So this isn't every single fantasy book I've ever read, because I've read lots of middle grade ones, a few adult ones, but specifically young adult fantasy books. Fantasy has always been like my #1 genre, so I'm really excited for this, and I haven't done tier ranking in a while and it's always so fun. Here are the tiers that I made and all of the books we're going to be ranking. So our first tier is Book Hangover Central. I don't think I have to explain this. Next is U8. These books did it for me that I really enjoyed. Next is Good Stuff. Had potential, missed the mark. Like, I liked the idea, but the execution wasn't so well. Left in the Dust. These are books that I kind of forgot about because they were either boring or just really unmemorable, or I didn't like them and then forgot about them. Next here is The Cover Was the Best Part. And our last one is You Were Horrible, I'm Sorry. Actually, you know what? I'm not sorry. Let's change that. People need to stop apologizing for no reason. And since I'm going to be staring at my screen for the questionable future, I of course have my blue light glasses with me. And really quick, I want to say thank you to Peer Eyewear for sponsoring this video. I spend quite a bit of time doing things or working on my laptop or phone, so I'm just obsessed with these and how you can just switch out your top frames just like that and completely change your look. Starting from $60, you can choose your frame and color, select your lens type, along with 3 top frames, which start at only $25 each. And you can also see how they would look on you with a virtual try-on option. I love how simple and fun the whole process is. And now I have a fashionable new staple, or should I say 3 new staples, 3 in 1. For my base frame, I chose the Wanda in the color Pink Clear. I love this rosy color and it already looks so good on its own. And the 3 top frames that I chose are the Burgundy. I always like this color on me. It's simple and perfect for autumn, and it's from their Classic Colors collection. The Marauders map from the Harry Potter collection, which, if you know, you know, I love Harry Potter. And I feel like this frame is such a perfect embodiment and embracement of that love. Like, it's subtle enough that it doesn't scream Harry Potter in everyone's faces, but it's enough to make me feel like I'm wearing this and everything else. Only other Harry Potter fans would notice this little detail in my outfit, which makes it so much more special. And I got a sun top, the lavender tortoise split. I love how I can change my glasses from just blue light clear to sunglasses in a blink, and they're also polarized. These colors are giving earlier 2000s, 2010s maybe vibes, fashionable with a pop of color. I have the links for all my choices below, so go check out Peer Eyewear. You can also use my code MyVenice15 to get 15% off your purchase. Okay, let's get started. We're starting off with Throne of Glass. I read this a couple years ago and I love this series, but personally I think the first one, it was good, so I'll put in Good Stuff, but it wasn't the best. I feel like the series definitely got better as it went on, and I did include the other books to tier rank because I don't really remember how much exactly I liked them, because I kind of think of this series as an overall big thing instead of separate books. But overall, I put this series probably in U8. Next, Heartless. This is going right up in Book Hangover Central. I'll just say, read it, it'll wreck you, but it will be so worth it. It kind of felt like the dreamy, comforting vibes I get in my dreams when I sleep. It's rare for a book to make me feel that way, but I absolutely love it when they do. Next we have Cinderella is Dead. I think it Left in the Dust. I never think about this book. I read it a while ago and honestly, I didn't really like it. I've read better Cinderella retellings. This was not one of them. I did not care for the characters or the story. Maybe it should be The Cover Was the Best Part, but I don't hate it that much. I'll just put in Left in the Dust. Next we have Daughter of the Pirate King. So the writing, I guess, it flowed easily. It was easy to read, but it was mainly romance over plot, and I prefer romance as a side plot. So I'll put in Had Potential, Missed the Mark, because it was still kind of enjoyable, but the romance was too much in my opinion. The Cruel Prince. I'll put this in Good Stuff, or maybe U8. I feel like the other books are better though, so I'll put this in Good Stuff. Actually U8. Even though the other books in the series are better, the first book was still a really fun time. Next we have The Wicked King, Book Hangover Central. Funny thing, both of these I read on the same vacation. That was already one of the best vacations I've ever had, and these books just made it even better. 2 of them made it into Book Hangover Central. 2 of them are some of my top favorite books ever. So I'm so happy that I read them both on the same vacation. Really heightened the experience. And then Queen of Nothing was also really good, but I think I liked The Wicked King more, but I did get a book hangover from it, but I still liked Wicked King more, so I think I'll put this one in U8. Now we have How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories. This is like a collection of small stories, so I feel like I shouldn't put it up too high. I think I'll put it in good stuff. It was cute. I like reading little extra sad stories about characters that I love. Now we have All the Stars in Tea. This is going straight into Left in the Dust. I don't really think about this book, kind of forgotten about it, and when I was reading it, it wasn't that good in my opinion. It was alright, but not memorable. I don't know if it's worth reading. Ooh, Twilight series. First book is going straight into... Where did it go? Oh. Straight into... Hey, stop. Book Hangover Central. I was thinking of rereading it also since it's beginning to be autumn, and I read it in autumn last time. It was such a good decision. The vibes that I felt from it were immaculate, and I finished it really quick, like in 2 or 3 days, which is fast for me. Now, New Moon, I'll put in Left in the Dust. I think the only people that enjoyed it are the Jacob girlies. I'm not one of those, so no, thank you. Anyways, Eclipse. I'll put it in U8. I don't really remember that much, but I remember that I really enjoyed it. And Breaking Dawn is also going in U8. Now we have Defy the Night. I'll put this in Left in the Dust. We're gathering quite a few books in here. It was alright, but it was nothing special and I was kind of bored sometimes. But I am curious about Bridget Kemmerer's other books. Like, I think she has a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Let me know what you think of her books or which one of her books you think I should read. Red Queen. I'll put this also in Left in the Dust. Actually, no, it had potential, but it missed its mark. I really liked the premise and kind of the idea of the plot and everything, but I feel like the execution didn't really deliver. I know that a lot of other people loved it, but personally for me, I didn't click with the story. And Glass Sword, you're horrible, not sorry. I disliked this book a lot. It took me so long to finish it and it felt very messy and I was like, what is going on? Just so much violence, fighting, and I was just kind of losing interest in that because it's so repetitive and I don't know, it was just bad. But I do have the third book, King's Cage, which I've not read yet. I heard that this one was like the best one in the series, so I may read it soon. Let me know what you thought of it. But I don't know, after that mess of Glass Sword, it kind of made me scared to read this. Like, is this just gonna be another waste of time? Okay, now we have These Hollow Vows. This was good, but I feel like there was too much romance and the main character was a bit annoying. I don't know. At the same time, it was pretty enjoyable. I think I'll put it in good stuff, or should I put it in here? Yeah, I'll put it in Had Potential, Missed the Mark, because it didn't fully hit for me, and I don't think it's worthy to be alongside these two books in good stuff. The Nature of Witches. The cover was the best part. Whenever somebody says this title or talks about the book, I only remember one thing. The cover. Actually, no, I do remember some stuff, but it was so boring. I don't know where the plot went. There was no plot, and I could just describe you everything that happened in the story in one single sentence. It took place in 2 days, and it dragged that all so long. I can literally just sum it up in one sentence. No character development, no plot development, no nothing. It gave us nothing. Now, The Witch Haven. I think this was good stuff. I liked it. It was a little lacking in some areas, but overall, I liked the vibes, dark academia, old times New York City, witches in a boarding school using forbidden magic and stuff, not getting caught and blah blah blah. But I think I actually lowered it down here. Now, Cinder. This is one of those good Cinderella retellings I was talking about. We're gonna put this in good stuff because I like the other books in the series more, but overall the series is so amazing. The first book didn't start off the strongest though. Scarlet. Now this is where it really went up, straight into Book Hangover Central. Even though some other books in the series may be more better in plot and story wise, I connected with Scarlet personally the best. I really liked our main character. I liked where the story was going, the settings on the train, the woods, Paris, and I loved the romance in there. It was so good. So this just really hit for me. The vibes were amazing. And next we have Cress, which I really loved also, but I feel like the vibes of Scarlet still hit more for me. So, but this is still really good. So I'm putting in U8 and Winter U also 8. Next we have a novella in the Lunar Chronicles series about Queen Lavanna, and I think I'll say the cover was the best part. Like, look at that cover actually. It is beautiful, but I was just a little uncomfortable by the story. It is a villain's backstory, so, and we are supposed to be uncomfortable by it, but still, I didn't like the vibes from it. I didn't really like it. Another book from the Lunar Chronicles series is this collection of short stories, Stars Above. So I'll put in good stuff because same as King of Elfhame, it's just short stories, so I don't think it deserves to go any higher. Now, A Deadly Education. The cover was the best part. I didn't like this. People said it's dark academia and stuff, but I guess it kind of is, but it was so boring. I just could not get into it. The characters all sucked, did not connect to them, did not connect to the story, the plot. I didn't care if the monsters got them or not. I was kind of emotionless reading this. So maybe I should put it down here. It's okay. I'll spare it. I'll put it in the cover. It's the best part. A Rush of Wings is going into Left in the Dust. It was alright. There was nothing really wrong with it, but I finished it without any strong emotions and felt kind of about it. Now we have Rebel of the Sands. I don't know why nobody talks about this series online, but it is so underrated. The first book is going in either Good Stuff or U8. I think U8. Actually, I feel like the first half of the book was really good, U8, but then the second half I was beginning to feel bored, so I'll put it in Good Stuff. And then the second book was super good, U8. Literally plot twists like every single chapter, and none of them I was expecting, because usually when I read books I can kind of see the plot twists coming, but not with this book. It was so incredibly good and also humorous. There's lots of funny lines and shocking parts and so many emotions and plot twists again. I highly recommend this series, and I still have yet to read the third book, which is Hero at the Fall, and I would put this in Book Hangover Central, but by the end of it again I was beginning to feel a little bored, like the last 75-ish pages. Now we have Gilded. I'll put this in Had Potential, Missed the Mark. I do really like it. I love Marissa Mayer's books and writing, but this book of hers, I was a little bit uncomfortable by some of the stuff, and it was really predictable, but I still really liked the writing and like the village vibes, so that was really fun. And I'll put it in Had Potential. Now we have Caraval. This was really good, U8. It had so much whimsical vibes. It kind of reminded me of Heartless, but different. There were mysteries, awesome romances, dangerous vibes, and it was a very yummy read. Look at this tier, guys. It's looking like so even. We have like pretty good amounts of books in each one. Now, Kingdom of the Wicked. I'll put it in Left It in the Dust. I remember when this was super hyped on Book Talk back in the day, but I think it's just really overhyped. It was mostly also romance rather than plot. I can't really remember a single thing that happened in this book that wasn't romance. I cannot remember a single. Now we have Twin Crowns. This 8. It was a little bit like your typical YA book, with all the tropes and everything, but I had a fun time reading it, so. And I couldn't really find anything wrong with it. The Stolen Heir, I may have loved the Cruel Prince trilogy, but this one, no, the cover was the best part. I did like some of the characters, like the two mainies, but the story, the plot, and everything, I was just not that pulled in. And we didn't even see Jude or Cardin in this book, which some people said that they were, but they lied. The Kiss of Deception. I started reading this series specifically because I want to read Dance of Thieves, but I wanted to read the series first, and also the series sounded fun. But I feel like it had more potential, but it did not deliver. I like the village vibes and stuff, but it felt really boring through a lot of it and really dragged out. The romances did not make sense. There was a love triangle, but I was not rooting for either one of them. I was like, team who? Team no one. Team main character stays single. But I will still continue reading the series because I heard the other books are better, and again, I want to read Dance of Thieves, but I will read this series first. Now, Lake's Edge. When I read this, I was really liking it, but I think I was trying to force myself to like it. I was like listening to fantasy soundtracks and stuff to enhance my experience, but if I'm being honest, it wasn't the best. I feel like it had potential, but also I left it in the dust and never really think about it. So I'll put it in here. Now, our last series that I'm ranking is The False Prince. There's 5 books in the series, but I only read 3 of them so far. First book, 100% 8. I think about it quite often. I absolutely love the main character so much. I feel like he's good enough to be compared to Percy Jackson in Harry Potter. Is that too big of a statement? I don't know, but that's how I feel. And his humor is just so good. The humor throughout the series is so good. The Runaway King, it was really good also, but I feel like it didn't eat as much as the first book, so I'll put it in Good Stuff. And the third book, it was a little bit more boring, dragged on, like mostly dealing about the war happening, but our main character still made it worth it. Really good character development, and it still made the story enjoyable. He made the story enjoyable, so I'll put it also in Good Stuff. And there we have it. I feel like a proud mom. Let me actually zoom out a bit so you can see the full thing at once. Ta-da! I'm happy with how this turned out, and I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I honestly love watching tier ranking videos because then I can get some nice recommendations. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will be filming an autumn book recommendations video soon. Some cozy books, which you guys have requested. And I have 2 new YA fantasy books that I got recently that I'm really excited to read, and I'm gonna read them and include them in the video. And then maybe in the future, when I have read a bunch more fantasy books, then I'll do another one like this. I don't know, comment some other ideas you have or what else you want me to tier rank. I just killed a fruit fly. Come on, buddy. Also, comment down below your favorite young adult fantasy books that you think I should read, because I honestly got some really good recommendations from you guys in the past, so I trust you guys. Subscribe, follow my socials, go check out Pear Eyewear. The links are down below, and like this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!